All right, let's jump right in. We're going to talk about something pretty incredible today, how a tiny little pill, nitroglycerin, can have this huge, almost instant effect on the heart. We're literally talking about taking a massive burden off a heart that's really struggling.
Okay, so to really get this, you've got to picture the scene. Imagine a heart that's just working way too hard. It's under this crushing pressure, right? Maybe it's because of something like angina or acute pulmonary edema or even congestive heart failure. The bottom line is its oxygen demand is through the roof and it just can't keep up. It's a real crisis.
So that leads us to the big question, the one we're going to unpack here. How in the world can this tiny little pill, the one you put under your tongue, relieve such a massive workload and so fast? I mean, it almost feels like magic, right? But spoiler alert, it's not magic. It's just really cool physiology.
So where does it all begin? Well, the whole thing kicks off with one single move. The best way to think about it is like knocking over the very first domino in a long line. And that first domino? That's the nitroglycerin.
And here it is, that first big move. The main thing, the primary thing that nitro does is venous dilation. Fancy term, right? All it means is it makes your veins wider. That's it. So simple. But that one action, that's the key that unlocks this whole cascade of events. It's a super simple start for a really profound effect. Okay, so the first domino has fallen. Now let's see what happens next. That one action, widening the veins, sets off this amazing chain reaction, this physiological cascade that gives the heart the relief it means. But to really follow along, we need to get one key term straight in our heads first. And that term is preload. So what is preload? Basically, it's how much the heart's main pumping chambers, the ventricles, are stretched right before they squeeze and pump blood out. The best analogy I can give you is a rubber band. The more you stretch a rubber band, the more preload it has, right? And what happens when you let it go? It snaps back super hard. That forceful snap, that's the heart's workload. Okay, so now we can connect all the dots. Let's follow those dominoes as they fall. 1. Nitro makes the veins wider. Simple enough. 2. Because those veins are wider, they can kind of pool more blood out in the rest of your body. That means less blood is making it back to the heart. We call that reduced venous return. 3. With less blood coming back, the ventricles don't have to stretch as much. See where this is going? 4. Less stretch means, you guessed it, lower preload. And finally 5. If that rubber band isn't stretched as much, it doesn't have to snap back so hard. The heart's workload and its need for oxygen just plummets.
All right, that's the science, which is super cool, but let's bring it back to the person, back to the patient. What does all this actually mean for them? What does it feel like when you take that crushing workload off the heart?
And this is where it all comes together. If a patient has angina, that terrible chest pain, reducing the heart's workload means the pain starts to go away. If they have pulmonary edema, fluid backing up into the lungs, lowering that preload means less pressure pushing that fluid where it shouldn't be. And for someone with congestive heart failure, well, that means they can finally breathe easier. It's a direct, powerful solution to some really serious problems. So, we've followed the whole chain of events, right? From the little pill all the way to patient relief. But let's get down to brass tacks. If you're studying for an exam or you're out there in the field, what's the one thing, the bottom line, that you absolutely have to remember?
Let's boil this entire thing down into one single high-yield sentence. This is it. This is the part to write down.
Here it is. You gotta burn this into your brain. Nitroglycerin decreases preload by dilating veins, leading to less venous return, which results in a reduced cardiac workload. I mean, that one sentence, it's perfect. It captures the entire mechanism start to finish. That, right there, is the whole story. And, that pretty much wraps it up. We've seen exactly how we can lift this huge burden off the heart. But it kind of leaves you with a really interesting question, doesn't it? If this is how we take work away from the heart, what about the flip side? What happens when we actually need the heart to work harder? Just something to think about for next time.